Good evening, Neha. Good evening, Nishika. If Shreyansh and Adakshan also join, then we can start. Okay, Neha and Nishika, we can then start now. Mhm. So basic topics all we discussed already in the last class. I remember that phases of moon was left, right? Neha, Nishika, you can turn on your cameras. Am I audible to you? Neha, Nishika, are you there? Class 6. Can you hear me? Neha, Nishika,
Yes, ma'am.
turn on your cameras. Both of you quickly, and Nishika, you have joined from two devices.
No, ma'am.
It's showing. Okay, now fine. Please, you need to put on your cameras and please respond so that I can also move ahead. So shall we start with the phases of moon?
Yes,
Hmm?
yes,
Okay. Any idea if you can tell anything what is meant by phases of moon? Any idea? Girls, come on. I need your response in order to proceed.
when the different shapes of the moon, uh, when it's visible, like when it reflects the rays of the sun.
Yeah, different phases because every day, first thing is we do not find the moon exactly at the same position in sky if we look at it in the evening. Okay. Second thing, the shape varies. Every day the shape of moon varies. Okay, sometime it becomes like a um hemispheres, like semicircle. Another time it's like just a bowl shape. Okay, and so Let's see what is the reason behind the phases of moon. Listen to the video. Okay.
Moon. The moon is a natural satellite of the Earth. Remember that the moon revolves around the Earth and also rotates on its axis. Have you ever observed that the moon changes its shape? There are days when the moon appears to be perfectly round. There are days when the moon cannot be seen at all, even if the sky is clear. Let's understand about the different phases of moon. The day on which the whole disk of the moon is visible is known as the full moon day. Thereafter, every night, the size of the bright part of the moon appears to become thinner and thinner. On the 15th day, the moon is not visible. This day is known as the new moon day. The next day, only a small portion of the moon appears in the sky. This is known as the crescent moon. Then again, the moon grows larger every day. On the 15th day, once again we get a full view of the moon. The various shapes of the bright part of the moon as seen during a month are called phases of the moon. The time period between one full moon to the next full moon is slightly longer than 29 days. In many calendars, this period is called a month. Let us try to understand why phases of the moon occur. We know that the moon does not produce its own light, whereas the sun and other stars do. We see the moon because the sunlight falling on it gets reflected towards us. We, therefore, see only that part of the moon from which the light of the sun is reflected towards us. Let's discuss positions of the moon in its orbit and its corresponding phases. Remember that the moon revolves around the Earth. The Earth along with the moon revolve around the sun. The moon completes one rotation on its axis, as it completes one revolution around the Earth. The size of the illuminated part of the moon visible from the Earth increases each day after the new moon day. After the full moon day, the sunlit part of the moon visible from the Earth decreases in size every day. Let's see how moon changes its shape and what are the names of its different shapes. Phase 1. New moon. When the moon is on the side of the Earth, nearest to the sun, then the side of the moon which is lit by the sun is away from Earth.
Okay, this is the, you can assume this as a first day, as moon is exactly in between the sun and earth. So the lit portion of the moon is facing behind the earth, means away from earth. And this right side half portion of moon will be just not receiving any light. So that day, the people on the earth in this portion, on the left side portion, I will not be able to see any like moon. Okay, any shape of moon will not be visible, means moon will not be visible at all. This is being shown here on the right side picture. So we say this is a new moon day.
the side, which is towards Earth, is dark. In this position, we can't see moon at all from the Earth. This is called new moon. Phase 2. Waxing crescent moon. As the moon moves on its orbit around the Earth, we can see a small sunlit portion of its surface, which is called waxing crescent moon. This phase is called waxing or increasing phase of moon. Phase 3. First quarter moon. As the moon moves further, the part of it visible from Earth becomes bigger and bigger. This phase is called first quarter moon. Phase 4. Waxing gibbous moon. This is phase 4, which is called waxing gibbous moon. Phase 5. Full moon. After 15 days from new moon day, the moon reaches to phase 5, which is on the side of Earth farthest from the sun. In this position, the whole sunlit side of the moon is visible from Earth. We can see the full round disk of bright light, hence this called full moon. Phase 6. Waning gibbous moon.
So from the first day on the horizontal line on the left hand side, which was a new moon day, exactly after 15 days, the thing which you can see on the right hand side, the people living on the earth in this area will be able to see the complete moon, because the circular, one half of the side is completely lit by the rays of sun. Yeah, Shreyans, are you calling?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I just joined 5 minutes ago, ma'am. What are we doing today?
Shreyans, we started phases of moon. We waited for you also. Okay. This is just I started this video for understanding, getting the meaning of phases of moon. Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I saw the video, ma'am.
Okay.
As the moon moves around the Earth further, the sunlit portion of moon facing the Earth becomes smaller and smaller. This is called waning phase or decreasing phase of the moon. Phase 7. Last quarter moon. Phase 8. Waning crescent moon. This is final phase. This is the last phase before the next new moon. And ultimately the moon completes the revolution around the Earth and again reaches to its phase 1, that is new moon. And that is why the moon changes shapes. You must remember that. After the new moon, the sunlit part of moon visible from the Earth increases every day. On the other hand, after the full moon day, the size of sunlit part of moon visible from the Earth decreases every day. We have one new moon and one full moon in a month. The time taken from one full moon to next full moon is called moon-based or lunar-based calendar. This period is generally considered as a month.
Shreyans, did you watch the complete video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I hope it's clear why the phases of moon occur, because of the revolution of moon around the Earth. the lit portion of the moon sometimes is completely visible, sometimes is not visible, depending upon the position of moon around the earth. Okay, so word waxing means the increasing phase, word waning means the decreasing phase. Fine. Now, apart from this, we have eclipses as well. Have you heard of solar eclipse and lunar eclipse?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can anyone tell what is an eclipse? How does?
Can I tell you?
Mhm.
There's one eclipse is called, there are two types of eclipse, ma'am, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, ma'am. Solar
Hmm.
eclipse is when the moon comes in between Earth and Sun, ma'am. And lunar eclipse is, ma'am, when Earth comes in between Moon and Sun, ma'am. So during solar eclipse, ma'am, so we are not able to see the sun for some minutes, and in lunar eclipse, we are not able to see the moon for some minutes, ma'am, because the earth is covered.
Right. So let's understand eclipses also once again in a more clear way. Just give me a moment. Kavya?
Lunar and solar eclipse. The Sun is the only star present in our solar system. It is an important natural source of light. Several planets and asteroids are orbiting around it. Likewise, the planets also have several heavenly bodies orbiting around them. Any heavenly body that orbits around a larger heavenly body is called a natural satellite. Moon is the only natural satellite of the Earth. It completes its orbit around the Earth in about 28 days. The Moon also rotates on its axis and completes one rotation in about the same time. This is precisely why we always see the same side of the Moon, which has spots and is known as the near side. The other side of the Moon, also known as the far side, never faces the Earth and can only be seen from space. We see the Moon as a bright light in the night sky, growing in shape from a thin crescent to a full moon in about 14 days. It shrinks back gradually in the next 14 days before appearing as a new moon. The Moon has no light of its own. It appears to be shining because it reflects light from the Sun. As the Earth revolves around the Sun, so does the Moon around the Earth. Thus, the Sun, the Earth, and the Moon fall in a straight line twice a year. Either the Moon comes between the Sun and the Earth, or the Earth comes between the Sun and the Moon. Hence the Moon casts its shadow on some portions of the Earth, or the Earth casts its shadow on the Moon. When the Moon is between the Sun and the Earth, the event is known as a solar eclipse. A total solar eclipse occurs in the regions of the Earth where the umbra or the darkest part of the shadow of the Moon falls. To see the total solar eclipse from Earth, one has to be in this narrow path. A partial solar eclipse can be seen in regions where the penumbra or the fainter part of the shadow of the Moon falls. There is a possibility that the Moon may completely cover the Sun because the Moon and the Sun appear to be of the same size in the sky. As the Moon crosses the Sun, a bright ring called the diamond ring, the ring of fire, or the corona of the Sun may appear in the sky for a very short period during a total solar eclipse. A total eclipse lasts for about 7.5 minutes. When the Earth comes between the Sun and the Moon, the shadow of the Earth falls on the Moon. Partial eclipse occurs when the penumbra or the partially shaded outer region of the shadow cast by the Earth falls on the Moon. Total eclipse occurs when the umbra or the darkest part of the shadow cast by the Earth falls on the Moon. A full lunar eclipse generally lasts for about 1 hour and 40 minutes. During a full lunar eclipse, we can see the moon as slightly red, similar to the color of the sky during sunrise and sunset. This red color of the moon is the reflected sunlight from the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah. So, Nishika, can you tell what is solar eclipse? Briefly, you can summarize. What is solar eclipse? Nishika,
Ma'am?
Nishika, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. What is solar eclipse?
Ma'am, a solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the earth and the sun. It it like obscuring the view of the sun from a small part of the earth, totally or partially.
Okay. So basically, when the shadow of sun is being casted upon the earth with the moon in between, this is called solar eclipse. Neha, what is lunar eclipse?
Ma'am, lunar eclipse is when the earth comes between the sun and the moon.
Can you please repeat?
Ma'am, lunar eclipse is when the earth comes in between the sun and the moon.
Huh. Because sun is at the particular fixed place, only the earth is revolving around sun and moon is revolving around earth. So when earth passes between the moon and sun, then lunar eclipse occurs. Okay. So in solar eclipse, the moon hides the sun rays partially or fully during solar eclipse. This happens for few minutes only. And in lunar eclipse, the shadow of earth hides the moon partially or completely. This is also for few minutes only. Okay. That's it. So I think you can write something about solar and lunar eclipse now. Okay, write the basic difference. Make a table. Uh,
Ma'am, start.
wait. Just write the basic difference, then we can practice few questions.
Ma'am, can you repeat again now?
Wait a minute. On the left side, write solar eclipse with a partition. And on the right side, write lunar eclipse. Okay. Now in solar, the first point, when the moon passes, first write in solar eclipse, when moon passes in between,
Ma'am, in notebook, right? Ma'am?
pardon?
In notebook, ma'am.
Okay. When the moon passes in between Earth and Sun, then solar eclipse occurs. Parallel point of lunar eclipse, when the Earth passes in between the moon and the sun, when the Earth passes in between the moon and the sun, then lunar eclipse occurs. Over. Yeah. There was some issue. I got locked out. Hmm. Continue with writing. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Second point of solar eclipse. The moon will hide sun rays. Solar eclipse, second point. The moon will hide sun rays partially or fully. Partially or fully during a solar eclipse.
Ma'am, the
Mhm.
moon, can you, the moon will?
Hide sun rays. The moon will hide sun rays
Okay, ma'am.
partially or fully
Okay, ma'am.
during a solar eclipse for a few minutes. For a few minutes. Over.
Yes, ma'am.
Parallel point of lunar eclipse. The shadow of the earth hides.
Yes, ma'am, the shadow of the earth height.
Shadow of the earth hides the moon partially.
Yes, ma'am.
Partially or fully during the lunar eclipse for a particular time.
Okay, ma'am.
Girls, over.
Yes.
Okay. Um, I'm putting the questions in chat for practice. Okay. First is, what do you mean by lateral inversion? What do you mean by lateral inversion?
Ma'am, shall I tell?
Pardon?
Ma'am, shall I tell?
No, write in the chat, please.
Okay.
You can show this with a simple diagram, like draw a plane mirror and keep anything alphabet which you can show the lateral inversion with. If you can explain that way, that will be very good. Very simple. Don't take any complex object. You can take any alphabet. Will be good. Anyone done with it?
Yes, ma'am.
You can show it on the screen only. Neha, you can explain a bit more. Mm, yeah, great. Good. Yes, Shreyans. Neha and Nishika, have you drawn the diagram? Girls.
Neha told me.
Shreyans, you have shown me.
Neha also showed now.
Neha or Nishika. Okay. Good, Neha, good, great. But when you draw the mirror, no, on one side, like put small lines to show that that side is painted or shaded. Because there are two sides in a mirror. One is reflecting, which is acting as a mirror, another is shaded, painted. Okay. Otherwise, good. Inversion spell is wrong, Neha. Please correct it. Inversion.
Yes, ma'am.
SION, huh? Nishika. Nishika.
Yes, ma'am. 1 second.
Hmm. Nishika, be quick, please. Mm, Nishika, on one side you have written small letters, on other side capital. Does the mirror, can mirror do this thing?
Sorry, ma'am.
It's okay, no sorry. Have you seen both of their diagrams, Shreyans and Neha? Shreyans, show it
Yes.
once again. Nishika, just have a look. Lateral inversion means horizontal inversion, means the right of object appears left of image and vice versa. Okay, so you can take letter, like if you take suppose T. T, if looked from the left or right side, it is same. So you cannot take the letter T. A is also like that, symmetrical both sides. And B, you can take letter B. You can take letter C, D. Okay, many alphabets are there. Any one you can take. And for Neha and Shreyan's next question is what is umbra and what is penumbra? This was in the eclipse part if you have heard it carefully.
Draw it and show us.
Pardon?
Can we draw it and show us?
Mm, no, just write what is umbra and what is penumbra. Else I'll share the diagram of eclipses. You can draw it in homework.
Okay, ma'am.
Nishika, are you now done?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, oh, please.
Ma'am, what, ma'am?
Show it me on screen. Okay. But um whenever you draw the diagram, try to label it, okay? Which is the object, which is the image, and the side of mirror, which is facing the image. You can like, put small lines on that side to show that this is a painted side of image.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Neha, great. Nishika, look at the second question. What is umbra and what is penumbra? Quickly answer, Shreyansh and Nishika, and if you do not know, let me know, please.
I know umbra, ma'am. Can you tell penumbra, ma'am? I'm not sure.
Can you repeat? I missed asking something.
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell about penumbra, ma'am? I know umbra, ma'am.
You tell about the one you know first.
No, umbra, ma'am.
Hmm.
A region of complete shadow, ma'am, where the light is blocked, ma'am. And this will happen when the moon will come between Earth and sun, and the Earth, sorry, moon shadow will fall on Earth.
Hmm. In the complete shadow part, if you have watched the video carefully, two portions of the shadows. One is a darker portion, another is a less dark portion.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that darkest portion is umbra, and less dark portion of shadow is penumbra.
Okay, okay, understood.
It's that simple.
Okay.
Okay, Nishika? The umbra is the darkest part of shadow where no light from the source reaches, and mostly it lies at the center of the shadow, okay, directly behind the object. Whereas the penumbra is the lighter part of shadow. If you want to write, please write down. Okay, I'm putting in chat. You can write this. This is about umbra. Note the two. Over.
Just a minute.
Written, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Nishika, Neha.
Ma'am, almost.
Girls over? Nishika and Neha?
Done, ma'am.
Nishika?
Done, ma'am.
Okay. So I have already shared a worksheet in WhatsApp group. Please practice that sheet based on light, okay? Fine. And you have the test or subjective test this week of light chapter only. Okay, children. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye.
ma'am. Have a